I've done, I think, a very classic me thing to do, in that I decided I want to do a little road trip. And I noticed that there's a nice sort of coastal route. Don't know what's down here, absolutely no idea. And honestly, there is something really quite satisfying about coming out on a little road trip and having no idea what you're going to find. Yeah, this place is cute. And I think I've actually found my first photo of the trip. Can you believe it? Got this boat, little rowboat in front of the church, and I'm taking a photo of it. It is not the best photo I have ever taken, but it's a start. I actually like the church here. Church and the boats. Guy going down the I really like this. Zoomed in slightly on my camera, so my frame, it's got the oil drum and the BA2. And I have taken a couple of photos, so it's definitely worth me stopping here. I don't think they're too good photos, but considering I've been driving for hours on this trip and haven't taken a single shot so far, I am happy to settle for 2 mediocre photos than nothing at all. Something a little bleak about that shot of the swings against the grey rocky coastline. Of course, it's not a photo I would have taken had there been any children playing. St Ninian's Chapel. It does look quite nice, but it's in very manicured little grounds. So actually, I'm going to take this pathway towards this bit of craggy coast. It's not exactly opening itself up for photos for me around here, to be quite honest. It's not that it's an unattractive place, far from it. It's lovely wild coastline, and I can breathe so deeply and almost chew on the oxygen here. It's absolutely bliss. But it's also not necessarily photogenic. And things don't have to be beautiful to be photogenic. In fact, a lot of the places I was kind of imagining seeing, and maybe I'll get more of tomorrow, is going to be a little bit more industrial. Right, where next? Next is Port William, another coast spot just up the road. I'm basically, I don't know where these places are, but I'm essentially just stepping stoning my way to Stranraer, where my hotel is booked. So, you know, anything that looks notable on the map, popping that in as my next destination, and then on we go. So, let's go. It's a very grey day, and for almost all of this journey so far, it has been absolutely pissing it down with rain. Even a lot of the driver information boards were showing yellow weather warning, heavy rain all day. That doesn't really bode well. I mean, the forecast wasn't great when I booked this little trip, but I kind of thought, you know, bad weather sometimes looks a little bit atmospheric. I love a moody shot. But everywhere I've been driving so far, it just looks miserable. Because I've really just brought my Leica Q3 43 with its fixed 43mm lens. And that's it. Because that just means that as I'm driving along, I can just see something that I want to photograph. I can pull in, grab the camera, and I can go and get that shot. I'm not having to go into the boot of the car, undo a big case, decide on the lens, decide on putting it on a tripod or not. It's a much more reactive form of photography, and I really, really like that. I think it suits the sort of trip that I'm doing. Got a bit of time to kill. How are you guys doing? You okay? Hello, lady with dog. That's a lot of pampas grass. We all know what pampas grass means, don't we? Interesting fuel pumps outside a church there, but not interesting enough to stop. Hello, falling down house. I really like this because we've got the little river inlets coming through, the old boats, broken down bits of the house. I actually like this at full 43mm, but I'm also going to use the crop mode and take it in a little bit further, try and use that yellow boat as a bit more of a subject. But still want to keep in a lot of that context around it. Even just looking at the shot on the back of camera, I quite like it. I actually don't hate this if I can zoom in enough on my Leica, because we've got the old stonework of the big building here. Just the nose of this boat just poking out at the front. The more grand Georgian building in the background. There's quite a lot going on. So I am cropped in to about 75mm here. And I think that's going to work quite nicely. F5, ISO 200. Yeah, I like that. I think that's pretty cool. It helps too that I'm shooting in the Leica Chrome color profile, which is basically what I always use with my Leica, because I love what it does to the colors. It gives everything quite a muted filmic look, which for this kind of scene works really, really well. Whatever this place was, Looks amazing. Definitely would be photogenic. And to be fair, there's no fencing. I mean, there is over here, but there's a footpath here. Nothing in here. But it does say, keep out. And I am a bit of a stickler for the rules, I'm afraid. Children must not play. On the one hand, it says keep out. On the other hand, it is just open. You can just wander in. I'm not going to. I think a whale skeleton, that's definitely an enormous skull, presumably a whale of some kind. Wow. That's just here as someone's garden decoration, really. Something that size must have been a whale of some kind. It's a 32-minute drive to Stranraer, to my hotel. It's going to get me there at 3:25, which is nice and early. So I'm definitely going to keep my eye out for any potential stopping points on the way. What I do find when I do this, though, even though the photos might not necessarily be amazing, or may not even get any photos at all, I'm really enjoying exploring. I am having a nice day. I mean, sure, it's not like a beautiful summer's day where I'm out hiking or enjoying the forest. It's not nice in that. I am mostly just driving. But seeing new places, exploring new areas, that's always good fun. I've never been down here in my life, and I can't really think of other reasons why I would. It's not the most touristy of spots. So coming down simply to explore with my camera is the best excuse I can think of to actually come down and see what's here. Come to explore a bit of Stranraer, and I'm starting off by exploring the least attractive side, or what I assume is the least attractive side. It's a very industrial road where loads of lorries park up. I didn't think I had access to it, but actually it's just the road that goes to the train station. So it's perfectly fine to wander down. No access down there, which is a real shame. Well, someone's ripped a hole in a fence, but as per the previous location, I am not going to be hopping through fences where I'm very clearly not supposed to go. Quite like this scene with the train signals in, with the diminishing, repeating streetlights. Well, Stranraer wasn't great. A little evening wander wasn't exactly fruitful. And I didn't really feel like I wanted to go out into town, so I ended up just going back and eating in my hotel. So I'm back on the road. It is about 7:30. Right now it is grey, flat light, basically the same as before, but it's not raining. And actually the forecast isn't really for a lot of rain today. Maybe the odd shower. My first map point of the day, Balantrae, specifically this little harbour bit that I've come to. And actually, already getting a couple of ideas for shots. ISO 200. It might be one of my favourite photos of the trip. Might be. Also might not be. And we've got boats around here too. The scene I'm looking at right now would be much better if I'd have taken it just before this guy in the car showed up, but that's fine. It's the boats. It's the windsock, it's the outbuildings. It's a nice little scene. Quite a flat sky, but that's okay. I mean, there is actually quite a bit of blue sky going on. Look at that. And of course, that way, where I'm going, is entirely grey. Bunnies. I like this yellow one that's sort of completely nestled between these two green banks. I don't want any of this, I want just the yellow boat. I think standing up and taking it from my standing height actually works quite well, because the further I get down, the less we can see inside the boat. And I don't think that looks quite as nice, to be quite honest. I'll take it anyway. I might disagree with myself later. But I actually think that kind of looking down on it is the better way to go here. I think so far this has been a fruitful little stop. I also like this boat. This little boat in the harbour wall. I'm actually just going to go for a really easy composition because I don't think it needs overthinking. It's very much just sort of seeing it as I find it. Again, I want to make sure that I'm taking it from a high enough position that I can actually kind of see into the boat, but also have some separation between the boat and the harbour wall. Because if I took the same shot from a crouching position, then the motor of the boat starts to overlap with the wall, although I do like that the prow of the boat now sticks over the horizon, whereas before it didn't. Interesting. It's the thing with composition, it's not always obvious which way is best, and there is no right or wrong. I'm actually going to back up though, take the shot from a little bit further away, try to put some more negative space around the boat. Oh, I prefer this. I'm fairly certain I prefer this. Post with rope. Oh, that car's going. Maybe I'll take that shot again. Oh, I've got these like spiky bulrushes, which I kind of like. Definitely got lovely soft light this morning. Oh yeah, this is better. So, yeah, we do have really nice light. We've got the boats, the huts. I'm going to take this f8. No, I'm not. f6.3. I like that. Definitely prefer it without the new car in there. Just kind of spoiled the aesthetic somewhat. It's amazing, isn't it? Taking more photos in my 10 minutes here than all of the rest of my trip so far. Got the hill in the background. I keep saying hill. What I think it is a volcanic plug, the same as Bass Rock up in north of Scotland. Looks the same anyway, and it's just a big lump in the sea. Anyway, I'm going to crop in quite a way. I'm actually going to go to 90mm on this camera because I really want to try and make the hill itself, the plug, whatever, as big in the frame as I can. Let me have a look at that. This has been a very fruitful little stop. I'm glad I pinned this. So let's get back in the car and see what else I can find. That bay was great. Definitely got a few shots there that I'm quite pleased with. Certainly worth stopping for. Now I'm off to my next location. But I don't know where that is. In that, I literally don't know what's next. I've got no more pinned places. I am just waiting to see what happens. The way I tend to operate when I'm doing these things is just fire up Google Maps and I look at the road that I need to take, and I'll just sort of see if it's like a little bay, a little village, a little cluster of houses or whatever it is on the map, and I'll just tap it and I'll place that as my next driving point. I'll drive to it and I'll just see what I can find on the way. So I did put that bay in as a point because it looked interesting, knowing that it's basically just off the main road and I can go and have a look, and if it's not that great, fine. I haven't wasted that much time. And quite a few of the spots that I have been stopping at, that has been the case for. I've pulled up, had a look around and gone, nah. So that one was a success. The rest, I'm not so sure. And I really don't know what's next. It's probably a really inefficient way of doing a photography trip. If you did your research and really planned what was going on, you would be able to guarantee interesting locations. And I haven't done that. So I certainly can't complain if I don't find good spots because I've put no effort into finding them. And to be fair, I'm not complaining. It's just how it is. But this was a very last minute trip. I basically decided to do it a couple of days before I left. Very quickly booked a hotel and was like, yeah, I'm gonna go do this and I'll just see what happens. But I also do really like the unknown. I like the fact that I'm out here just exploring and just seeing what I can find. Girvan. 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 Home of Ailsa Craig, says the big sign. Lovely stuff. Standard suburban small town. No offence to it, it's just not necessarily what I'm looking for photos wise. Ooh, there's a big harbour, 9:10. Harbour parking. Let's do it. Let's go and have a look at the harbour. We love a harbour, don't we? Let's go and explore. Let's see what this harbour has to offer then. Quite like this. Grasses in the foreground, the S-curve of the pier wall. It's just a shot of the volcanic plug in the pier. It's not that interesting, is the problem. Nor is that danger keep off sign. Probably going to include them anyway, but not my best work. The other side of the docks looks much more industrial, which excites me. I love taking photos of that kind of industry, but the problem is that they're usually private. Well, they are private, and they are usually off limits. You can't just go wandering around with a camera for probably obvious reasons. So I don't know if it's worth me walking around and just finding out what I can see, or whether I should just get back on the road. No, I'm here, I'm going to go and look. 5 points for that. That is an absolute top tier pun. I weirdly love a business with a joke name. By the looks of it, I think it's a shipbreaker's yard over there, and I'm fairly certain I can't get anywhere near it. Certainly not from this angle, because it looks like the water goes around. Oh yeah, so the breaker's yard is literally on its own little island. I'd have to go all the way around to try and then get in here, which I can guarantee I will not be able to do. Okay, now I'm going to be smart, cut my losses, back to the car. Belvita breakfast cereal bars. Because I haven't had breakfast, I left too early, nowhere's open, so. Incredibly disappointing. This is the bit where the breaker's yard was. What's down here that I can see? Honestly, bugger all, I think. Yeah, security fences. No chance. Fair enough. What's all this? A horse! Hi! 2 horses! Lovely. Ugh, some very modern golf coursey type place. God, the problem with golf courses as well is that they just look so, like, gross and ostentatious, and they just do not fit in with the surroundings. They look... Okay, this is a Trump golf course. This is Trump Turnberry. No wonder everything looks so fucking awful. Of course it's a Trump resort. Oh my god. Turnberry Lighthouse. Is the lighthouse part of the Trump resort then? I think it is. Well, I'm not interested in that then. You can keep your fucking lighthouse, mate. Saltcoats, that's where I am, parked up and I'm walking along the harbour wall. It's quite a nice little place actually. Not really seeing a lot of photo opportunities. It's 11 o'clock and the route I'm planning on taking basically is a 3-hour drive. So if I... just interrupting myself. Quite like this shot because we've got the lovely swooping lines of the seats. Which I quite like. What was I saying? Yes, 3-hour drive. So if I left now at 11 o'clock, that would mean I'm home at 2. I should be able to get back in plenty of time. Maybe rinse my hair and then go out to the pub. I didn't have the directions on and I basically took a wrong turn. I've gone more inland than I intended. I intended to stick to the coastal road the entire time, but it's only 12 minutes back to the town of Ayr, where I'm going to go down to the beach. Well, the front seasidey bit anyway. Where I'm hoping it will be interesting. Oh, cool, abandoned. No, it's not abandoned. More police. Well, that's the 4th police car I've seen racing past, and one of them was a riot truck. So, something is going on. That is the most aggressive speed bump I've ever gone over. It's my last opportunity for photos, but I took little turning to come and explore this fairly industrial area. I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to be here. There was nothing saying I couldn't, but I have just had to park my car in the middle of this area. But we've got the big crane, we've got dock stuff here, buildings down there, more roads and things going up here. Honestly, don't know what I'm going to find, but it looks promising. So I'm going to have a wander until someone tells me I can't. Obviously getting the crane is a priority, and I quite like actually putting it between these 2 trees. What if I got low? And actually from here get interesting view of a big cruise ship in dock. Probably can't see it on this wide angle camera, but it is there. If you use the crop mode again, about 90mm, F9. Now hopefully that should have basically used this line of rubble as a nice frame going towards the cruise ship in dock. It might have worked, might be alright. Tried wandering a bit further, then saw a sign that it's MOD property. And I don't think the Ministry of Defence would like me trespassing. Less so when I'm carrying a camera taking photos of everything that I can see. They tend not to be okay with that kind of thing. So I think I've exhausted this site, and given that it's 1:30, I can be home by about 10 past, maybe 3:30, which is perfect. So I'm going to get back in the car, I'm going to pop off, I'm going to take a photo through this fence, and I'm going to make my way back. Definitely got a couple of photos from this little stop, and I've explored the sort of industrial side that I was looking for, so I feel like it's been a successful little break. So I'm going to basically plot a route home and follow it back. If I happen to see anything else on the way, then I can stop. Otherwise, that's probably just going to be the end of my trip. Either way, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, then do please give it a like, and definitely please leave a comment with your favourite photo, if there are even any that you like at all. I would love to hear your thoughts on them. But thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.